Point Lookout is probably the best Anti-Incest DLC that I've ever seen. It's quite commendable even. This is the 4th DLC for Fallout 3, and honestly, I think this is overall the best DLC for the game, and with some new hindsight, it shows the first steps Bethesda was taking towards making their new video game formula, where exploration takes the front stage. We start at a riverboat, which is captained by Tobar. In front of the boat, a woman named Catherine tells us to find her daughter, who smuggled herself on the boat earlier and got to Point Lookout. We buy a ticket from Tobar and we get going. One really cool detail is that the ticket is an actual item that you have to buy from the store. I just really like that detail. So a person with 100 barter, like me, will only have to spend around 330 caps to start the DLC content. We're treated to a great cutscene of us approaching the island. It's foggy, wretched, and we also see something odd from the corner of our eye. This just flat out builds up mystique for the place, and my interest has most definitely peaked. We're plopped in front of a boardwalk and we're off on our adventure. The boardwalk's creepy and foreboding, but sadly it feels really out of place with literally everything else on the island, which leaves it as a detriment for the map design in my eyes. We meet a shopkeep who has a fortune teller gimmick. I get that this is a boardwalk and it kinda fits here, but she plays no role in the DLC and she ends up feeling pretty pointless. Like an afterthought from the developers. Thanks to the interesting map, I'm also really inclined to actually explore for once. We find a real-life Chinese spy story, and so obviously we take part in it. While we're in this area, I want to talk about the crashes. This DLC crashed a lot for me, especially with small areas like hotel rooms, pipes, and small tents. Essentially cramped internal areas. Not sure if it's because of that, or it's just a massive coincidence, but the problem is there. It got so bad at times that I started wondering if I really literally couldn't even play through the DLC. There's a local bank, which is actually really clever. Their vault system has safety deposit boxes with voice identification codes. So the unopened doors can be opened with holotapes that you find in the world. We open up a box that's meant for the Chinese spy. We need to find an Agent Yang, who was taken to a concentration camp on the island. So we need to go there. On our way we find a trader and... oh fuck, oh what the fuck are they? Yeah, so this is the anti-incest message right there. Hillbillies who are malformed and insane. They look unique, they have unique animations too. Honestly, this is just an awesome addition to the game. But it's also the other theme that the game takes. A backwater creepfest with swamps and hillbillies. It just doesn't work well with an abandoned boardwalk. In fact, the boardwalk's completely safe with no enemies. Why wouldn't the hillbillies be here? It just doesn't make any sense. We meet a woman who wants to make moonshine. We get her the required ingredients and she makes it. Easy enough. In fact, you need yeast, fission batteries, and punga fruit, which are the new edible item in the game. As a coincidence, the game's completely fucking littered with bags of yeast and random fission batteries everywhere. I know it's for making the gameplay smoother, but it also feels so forced when a third of the clutter in the world is just those ingredients. We reach the concentration camp, and I just keep crashing. This was the moment when I thought that beating this quest will be impossible, since I crashed every 20 seconds at the very least. Luckily, I made it through and we got to Agent Yang's corpse. We take out a fake tooth with some microfilm on it, which we can use to cause a submarine to self-destruct. We go to the submarine and BANG! Time to rendezvous with the motel instructions again. On our way we stumble upon a cave with a ghoul named Plick. He offers us to join a safari for 1000 caps. A ghoul safari. Ah, screw it, we have more money than we ever need. We pay the money and go inside. Turns out this is some aristocratic entertainment. Both of my allies die, but I make it out. Plick says we can do it again in a few days. And there it is. This is another example of Bethesda's current design in its infancy. It's no longer just quests. It's repeating quests. Brew more moonshine. Go on another safari. Go and explore. The story shall take a back seat. It's fun to explore, but I don't want to do fetch quests again, or pay more money to just kill ghouls. I can do that in any metro. We come across a mansion where we meet an old man. He wants us to steal a book back from the Hillbillies. A woman comes to us in front of the house, pleading us to give the book to her, since the book's supposedly cursed, evil, and so on. The lady doesn't know who I am. "Congratulations, agent. We've done our duty, and now it's time to meet our handler." We go in and... nothing personal, kid. We escape through the sewer, and that's that. Time to go to the mansion for the main quest. A ghoul named Desmond is on a last stand with his 2 dogs. His mansion's invaded by tribal men, who we later find out are cultists. We follow a pretty linear section where we close in gaps in the mansion. But unlike with Broken Steel, this is actually really exciting, since the architecture's fun and Desmond's already an interesting character. Desmond tells us to check the cult that attacked us and to join up with them. Also, Desmond's a cunt, but money's money, so let's go. We get to the church they inhabit and they want us to go get punga seeds from this random grove. Alright. We get the seeds and... oh! Holy shit. We are drugged or something. Honestly, it's not very well explained. But we proceed back the way we came from with some light hallucinations. It's an interesting section, but I just wasn't really impressed. We get into the church since they magically know I had my spiritual experience. Inside there's... nothing really. It's genuinely nothing interesting. Just 6 people randomly walking around, barren interior, it's just dull. We find our missing girl. She tells us where the cult leader is while she goes to Tobar's boat. We meet the leader and turns out he's following orders from a hologram. It's the hologram of the brain of Professor Calvert, who's the arch-nemesis of Desmond. Desmond's not happy and he orders us to put a jammer on a Ferris wheel and cycle it up to the top, so Calvert can't project himself. Calvert offers us to work with him instead, but we ignore him since I doubt he has any opportunity to pay us for our services. We return to Desmond and...
That bastard! He killed my pups!
well, now it's personal. Desmond figures out Calvert's location, a lighthouse. We go into his bunker and Desmond keeps berating us. Confronting Calvert, we see the most childish rivalry possible. So, they're both just stubborn, self-important assholes.
Here we fucking go again. You disembodied pathetic cerebellum.
So vulgar, Mr. Lockhart. After all this time, you still haven't learned to expand your vocabulary, fool.
Well, I certainly can do one thing that you can't. I can fucking well walk.
Man, you make me laugh. So proud, so foolish, yet you are all talk. Attack me if you wish to be done with this.
And here we are again. I'm so fucking sick of your empty threats. You disembodied pathetic cerebellum.
We kill Calvert and... well, Desmond's still an asshole. Screw it. We exit the bunker and the DLC's done. Overall, Point Lookout's dope. There's a great setting, interesting locations, actual choices to what you do, and a lot of interesting side quests. There's also so much that I didn't even show you, and so there's a lot to be experienced. But it's not perfect. The constant crashing didn't help. Nothing in the world's really explained either. I love being plopped into an unknown area, only to be forced to figure something out ourselves. But they're not really giving you any leads to make any assumptions. So it's a mystery, but it's never solved, or there aren't even guesses on the answer to it. But overall, this is better than the base game of Fallout 3, and the best DLC so far. Only Mothership Zeta is remaining. Hope to see you there. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and share it. These 2 things are the biggest contributors to helping me out. What did you think of Point Lookout? Was there anything I missed? Leave those thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you liked it as well. Thanks for watching.